Welcome. I'm a little worked up today. I'm going to tell you a story about a story that I read in NPR that's really disturbing to me. And what I'm going to read to you is happening around the state. We have reports of the same thing happening in Corvallis and Oregon City, and I'm sure it's happening elsewhere. You see, this woman back in the spring went into the Pendleton Hospital. It's called St. Andrew's Hospital in Pendleton. Went into the hospital, had COVID. She also has intellectual disabilities. And so she needed to go on a ventilator. That was what they decided. But the doctor said no, because the low quality of her life, she was expendable. He tried to convince her to sign a do not resuscitate order, and I don't know if she did or not, but he also told the staff of her home where she lived to get everybody there to sign a do not resuscitate order. Basically saying, if you go into the hospital and you need care, your life's expendable. We're not going to provide you with CPR, not going to give you a ventilator, any of that stuff. When the care providers found out, they got a hold of lawyers, and the woman got transferred to another hospital. She survived, got the ventilator, and survived. Now, for a doctor to be so arrogant and self-centered and egocentric that they think they're God? Are you kidding me? This woman's life was very valuable to her, just as yours is and mine is to me. Let me settle down a little bit and move on. I went and looked at their webpage, St. Andrew's Hospital webpage. And you're welcome to go look at it. It's SAH Pendleton, stands for St. Andrew's Hospital Pendleton.org. Now, in their news section, nothing since October of last year. Nothing. October 2019 was their last posting. I would think this would be an important thing to talk about if you're really trying to be open. See, their quote or whatever it is says, "Your home of excellent care." Apparently not if you got an intellectual disability. I think they should change that. They're a small 25-bed facility, faith-based. I don't know what faith it is. God doesn't cover that. God doesn't say, yeah, you can get rid of this person. So the faith-based might want to consider changing that too. I'm really worked up. In their core values, they say that they have a profound respect and awe for all of creation. This woman was part of that creation. There's no awe and respect, none. You might want to revisit your core values. They also say trust and truthfulness in all we do. I can tell you, if I went to that hospital, I would not trust them. I would not take a person with a disability there, not if I could avoid it. There's no trust. You aren't trusted. Get rid of that core value if you're not going to live up to it. It's just words. Low quality of life. Who makes that decision and how do you make it? I've sent them an email and very nicely said, how do you determine quality of life? I want to know what their standards are, how they decide, how this doctor decided. And I'm asking you to contact that hospital. There's no reason to think anything has changed. I'm asking you to contact that hospital and politely and sternly, but politely, ask, how do you determine quality of life? I want to call them out. I'm calling them out right now. If you want to get a hold of me, I'll be glad to put you on here with me and we can discuss quality of life. And you can get a hold of them by going to their webpage, sahpendleton, all one word, .org. And you'll find a place there to ask questions. Now, I'm personally calling out their trustees. Tim Hawken is their chair. Jerry Simpson is their vice chair. Cheryl Dole, the secretary. June Moreland. Donald Bonschotter, apologize if I butchered your name. Sister Marie Monica Borden. Harry Geller is the president of the hospital. Back to the trustees. John McBee, MD. Beth O'Hanlon. Patricia Wynn, MD. If you know these people, please forward this to them. I want answers. I just want to know why. How you determine quality of life. How do you determine whose life is more valuable than another? I think they're all equal. And I'll be very nice. I'll be very polite. But I'll get to the point. I'll ask them. I don't have a problem with that. So much so, and this may sound like a joke, but it's not. I triple dog dare you. Those people in the hospital. And if you know the doctor involved, I triple dog dare you to get a hold of me and answer those questions. It's just beyond my conception. And this is not just Pendleton. Oregon City, a woman went in with COVID and died. Down in Corvallis, a man went in. One of the staff said, it's a waste of our protective equipment to care for him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Again, that all came from NPR and the Oregonian. But if you're home for excellent care, prove it. If you're trust and trustfulness in all we do, prove it. Come on here. Let's talk. I'll be reasonable. I'll listen. I want to know. I want to understand how you can value someone with intellectual disabilities so low. Why do you think that they're basically a waste of your time and effort? That's what you're saying. That's really what you're saying. And I understand, I sat across the table from the head of the Oregon AMA a few years back, and he said, we're going to a place where we have to ration, and people with developmental disabilities won't get anything because their life's not as valuable. He and I discussed quite a bit. And I think it's nonsense. The Pendleton Hospital wasn't close to running out of equipment. Tell me any hospital in the state of Oregon that ran out of any equipment during this. We had so much equipment, we sent some to New York. So why? Why do you value their lives so low? Because of fear? Because of the unknown? I've been in the hospital or in the doctor's office with people with developmental disabilities more times than I can remember. And so many doctors are they're not as smart as they think they are. They would ask me questions rather than asking the patient. They wouldn't look at the patient, they would look at me. And it's just crazy. You doctors who do this, look in the mirror. I mean, you're treating them as subhumans. That's not okay. That's not okay in any way. So I'm asking you to stand with me. Stand up against this. We can't allow this kind of evil to happen on our watch. Stand up. Sit at your computer, I guess, and send an email to these people and say, Brent wants to talk to you. I want to know why. just how do you determine someone's life is low quality and not worth living? How do you determine that? If we don't stand up, who will? I've got a lot of friends still, people I call friends, who have developmental disabilities or intellectual disabilities. And I'm telling you right now, their life is worth living. All right, I'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks.